Oh, God. There's an 800-pound gorilla in the room. And this gorilla has been kind of hanging around the drone community for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and just won't seem to get out of the way. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. So I think that sometime tonight, when I get a few guests in the chat, we're going to have to address this thing and hopefully put it to bed, because it's really getting tiring. But in the meantime, Spank, go wait in the corner. Okay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Good to see y'all. Checking all the dials and gauges and seeing if we're actually streaming and got a good stream. Good. Wow. After a nice little start tonight. Glad to see you. I did send an email with some links. I hope people got them, but I guess I'm straight. I guess everybody can hear me, or else they'd be telling me they couldn't hear me. So let's see who we got here. We have first was Craig Mad Kiwi. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. And Justin Hadley's. Good to see you. I think that's your first name, Justin. Yes. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Gary, thanks for coming. Good to see you. And who else we got? Joe C. Hi, guy. How you doing? On down the list, Barry. Hi, Barry. Thanks for coming in. And see, we're starting to show up here. We got Tomas. Hello, Tomas. Thanks for stopping by. And EBR. How you doing, my friend? And it appears that it says I got Gary here with no mic connected. Let's see what's going on. Hey, there you are.
Am I there now?
You are. You're here now.
Okay, you can hear me.
I can perfectly.
There we go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good stuff.
How you doing?
Doing great. If I was any better, I'd be twins.
I always say if I was any better, it'd be illegal. Roland, how you doing, my friend? Roland, good to see you. Welcome. So, do you like my 800-pound gorilla shtick there in the beginning?
Yeah. I figured I better come in and bail you
out. Hey, listen, I want to keep that scene around because it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times when I absolutely just may feel the need to like pick my nose or something, and I could put this up here and do what I got to do, and then put them back. You know what I mean?
Do what works.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So what have you been up to?
Well, today was closing the pool day, but we're running out of light, so we'll end up finishing it up tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Down here in Florida, since it's still like, 85, 90 degrees, it's hard. I forget that it's changing seasons everywhere else. And it's interesting, time flies so fast that you reminded me. Closing the pool, huh?
And this weekend is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada.
Did you guys have pilgrims too?
No, but we have Thanksgiving in October.
Did you have it before we had it, or was it?
No, probably not. But we give thanks in October because there's nothing to be thankful for in November in Canada.
That's funny. Well, you got to be able to find something.
Well, we have a federal election coming up next week, so Our federal election, unlike yours, is a 45-day event. They declare the election, and 45 days you vote. So,
But they don't. You mean there's no? They don't start campaigning a year and a half in advance.
45 days.
Your nation doesn't become crippled.
No.
For a year and a half.
No. No.
Your government doesn't go into maximum lunatic, crazy, batshit nuts mode for a year and a half.
No. Just 45 days. And now the prime minister, he's called Mr. Trudeau. He's not called Prime Minister Trudeau because the government's not sitting. He's just another candidate.
So he's not. So for 45 days, you're without a prime minister.
Well, if there's official government business that needs to take place, he becomes prime minister again.
But wouldn't that be kind of unfair? Because then he'd have an opportunity to show off and maybe sway the election by some actions during that period of time.
Yeah, some magnificence, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Good to see you. But I don't know, man. I'm getting so tired. You can't turn on the news, or you can't do anything without. And I hate to talk politics on this thing, but it is dominating virtually everything, and they are absolutely nuts, and they're creating the makings of whether it's a cold or a hot civil war now in this country. They are pitting people against each other in ways that make the Hatfields and the McCoys look like second cousins. You know, it is unbelievable the crap that they're coming up with, and it's thoroughly disgusting. Interestingly enough, it's not that the corruption that we're uncovering hasn't always been there and isn't there in virtually every field of human endeavor in every government in every country, because that's just who human beings are. You know, you give a guy an opportunity to better his own position, he's going to take it. That's part of nature. That's just part of the human animal. So you can't ever stop people from behaving that way.
We're getting a double dose of it here. We get all of your politics and then all of ours at the same time. So it's just constant flood of, you know, he said, she said, they said, you know, everybody's pointing fingers at everybody, and we're none the better for it.
How's your media up there? Are they as ridiculous as ours?
We have. No, well, you know, you've got conservative newspapers and you've got liberal newspapers. It's the same here as it is there. You know, you've got the right wing says that the left wing is bad. They're, you know, everything that they do is terrible. Yeah, it's the same here as it is there. You know, and you have to balance what you view. You know, you have to sort of take a good hard look at everything.
I can't balance it anymore. I mean, if I, you know, I don't hide the fact that I'm a conservative, but I do have my core beliefs, and they've been shaped over the course of my life. I wasn't, you know, when I was younger, I didn't always believe exactly what I believe now, but you know, you observe things for so long, and pretty soon certain truths and facts and realities become evident to you. So you say, well, that makes sense on one hand, and that's appears to be a crock of shit on the other hand. And, you know, if you're honest with yourself, the one thing that I try to do, and not virtue signaling here in any way, but try to keep it, I try to keep an open mind, and I try not to be married to my views on virtually anything. Yeah. Be it politics, religion. Is this drone a piece of shit? Is that drone the best drone? You know, virtually anything, because, you know, I want to see facts. You know, you show me facts, I'll be the first guy to admit that, you know, yesterday I used to think this, but man, was I wrong, because I found out this other today. And that seems to be a trait, unfortunately, that people just don't seem to have. Nobody can admit that they were wrong about anything. And in reality, all we really know for sure is what we personally see or hear or witness, or we have to believe someone else's account of what happened.
Yep.
And make a decision to believe it or not to believe it. But as far as knowing for sure, very few of us know anything for sure. Sometimes we think we saw a flying saucer, and we still doubt that. Well, do we see a flying saucer for sure? So which is why our court systems work the way they do. You can't be a witness for anything unless you were a witness. You can't say, well, I'm here to be a witness because I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who saw it on TV, where they say they heard it from some guy. That's not fact. And even then, when somebody gets into a courtroom and says, I'm here to testify, you don't know what their agenda is, whether they're one of the slew of liars out there, pathological liars that has an agenda and will say anything to further their agenda. So you really just don't know. You only can know what you see. And, none of us have been on this earth. I can say absolutely. How old's the oldest person? 117, 116?
Something like that.
So not a single one of us has been alive for more than 116 years. Not one of 8 billion people on this planet was around 120 years ago. Happened to be when my grandfather was born. So when my grandfather was born in 1889, which is 130 years ago now.
Yeah.
Not a single soul. I think about this stuff. Not a single living human being that was roaming this planet on the day my grandfather was born is alive today.
Yeah.
And not a single person alive today could have possibly personally witnessed anything. Let's use 100 years. That happened over 100 years ago. And yet we're constantly being told what happened 1,500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 400 years ago, because somebody saw it, somebody wrote it down. It's not fact. We don't know. So I watch all this stuff, and I'll get off of this subject in a minute. I don't know if I'm boring you guys, but this is what I think about. This is what I think about all day long. I watch this stuff, and I watch these people spout absurdities like they know what they're talking about. And it is pure absurdity, driven by agendas, driven, by politics or religion or some other absurd ideas that people have. And if you disagree with them, you're now a bigot, racist, homophobe, xenophobe, thisophobe, thatophobe. So you can't disagree with them. We're in a real sad state. And if people don't just wake up in this world, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, if they don't just wake up and are able to distinguish fantasy from reality, accept evidence, real evidence as if it were in a court, and don't be afraid to say, well, I guess I was wrong. Yesterday I thought this, and today I see where I was wrong. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. It doesn't mean you're ignorant. It doesn't mean anything like that. When you admit that yesterday you believed the wrong stuff you were hearing, and today you found out that the stuff you were hearing yesterday was bull. You know what I mean?
Your life is an evolution. It evolves over time. Everything you learn is something new that advances you. Oh, there's Carlos.
That was scary.
There he is.
Everyone.
Well, we're talking about wisdom and sanity, and I saw you sitting there. So every argument needs a counter argument. So I thought I'd bring you in.
Wisdom is knowledge put to use. Isn't that what?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Or the old saying, the older I get, the smarter my parents become.
Yeah. They'll often show a picture of, 1920s. This is what it looked like in the park at that time. And you look at that picture in the 1920s, and everybody in that picture is dead. Every
Oh, absolutely. Same thing with old movies. You know,
Yeah.
you watch some of these old movies from the 20s and 30s. The odds of any of those people being around today are very small.
Yep.
But I like looking at old pictures. I saw somebody actually, you know, in this this whole climate change argument, this nonsense, and I think it's nonsense, my opinion. That we have 10 years to live on this planet.
Yeah.
And that you know, the Florida is going to be underwater. Well, they had two side-by-side photographs of the Opera Center in Sydney Harbor, rather, down in Australia. And the Opera Center, I don't think the Opera House was there, but whatever. I think the first picture was 100 years ago, and then a current picture today. And the sea level was identical. It was exactly the same as it was 100 years ago.
Mitch, I have something that someone sent me. And these are the things that the scientists have been predicting forever. In 1966, oil gone in 10 years. I'll skip a little bit more. 1969, everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue stream by 1989. Urban citizens will require gas masks by 1985. Ice age by the year 2000.
Yeah.
This is scientists.
Ice age. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Space satellites show new ice age coming fast. Ice age.
Well, it was an ice age until it became global warming.
Science
Overnight. Al Gore did that, of course.
Planet cooling. Famines imminent. What else here? No end in sight in 30 years. Cooling trend, and that was in 1978. So
yeah, in the 70s and 80s, it was all about global cooling, and then I don't know if the politicians decided that they had an easier time coming up with ways to steal our money. Right. It would be easier if they used carbon emissions, which and I still can't get my mind around carbon dioxide being a pollutant.
Helps plants grow.
Without carbon dioxide, this planet would be dead. It wasn't until the carbon dioxide levels went up that life started to flourish, because it's part of the balance of the carbon dioxide oxygen cycle. Without carbon dioxide, plants couldn't live. Without plants, we wouldn't be eating, and neither would the animals that we eat. So
Rich, you got about 19 people and a bunch of people that just joined. Drone shots.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Phantom
well, that's your job.
Hellspawn. Well, Hadley's was here already. Peter Carroll. Man. I don't know if you said hello to all those people, but they love you.
Look at this one.
All from
Mike Kelly, a.k.a. Cooper State Aerial Photography. Man, Mike, I got to tell you, man, when I'm in a chat room with somebody with a name like that and I'm on my cell phone, it's not going to get typed out, I can tell you.
Nah, Mike Kelly's good. He goes on Ruben's channel, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I've seen
Mike
him. He's been here before.
Easy, you're in trouble.
He's been here before. He's been
Barry
here before.
G. I don't know if you saw him join.
Yeah, I did. Caught Barry G. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming around. We've been making the rounds lately, haven't we, Carlos?
It's your show. I only try to read the chat for you.
No, we've been
poisonous to your YouTube station with some nonsense that's been going on.
We've been making the rounds, and man, I don't know. I slept really, really good last night.
I had a good solid 5 hours, but I had to catch up with another hour and change this afternoon.
I mean, I was absolutely thoroughly drained and exhausted because I watched Philly Mike's show for an hour and a half. And and I got to tell you, it just wore me out.
Well, Michael's like being on a treadmill, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know how
his voice lasts a 24-hour period.
And he's sick. He's got walking pneumonia. And poor Mike Roche. Oh my God. Mike, the whole night. First, his mic didn't work for the first half hour. Remember that? I don't know if you saw that, but the mic, they had a setting wrong. Finally got that all straightened out. And then Mike couldn't get a word in edgewise. No, every time he had to stop.
He didn't really need a mic, did he?
No. Hey, let's welcome Texas.
Join us, Jerry just joined us too.
Mr. Chris Hope.
Chris, how are you, sir?
What's up, Mr.
Wow, I
Carlo?
didn't realize you had such a long beard.
Yeah, I made the year October the 4th.
Wow.
A
I
year.
can ask you a
Wow.
question that may sound silly. Did it take getting used to sleep with that at night?
After about a month, it was okay.
Yeah.
It itched a little bit, but
I find myself like taking something off my chin and it's my hair on my face.
Man, looking at all you guys. I'm the short stuff here in the crew. Look at this.
yeah, I went 6 months before I actually put a pair of scissors to it.
Wow.
I've cut about 4 inches off. This is about as long as I'm gonna let it get now.
And the heat doesn't bother you with it?
It hasn't yet, and it's 94 today.
You got used to it, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. It's all good.
You know what? I had to shave my beard off for a job one time, and it was the summer. And when I took the beard off, I could feel the heat rising off my chest.
Oh, even more so, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like this is an insulator. Oh
Oh, okay. Good to know.
It hasn't bothered me at all.
yeah.
It's a little getting used to for me still.
Well, I got to get into my winter weight. You know, you gotta.
Wow.
You get it long enough, you don't have to wear a scarf. Right?
True.
I've had this thing since 1970.
Wow.
Never shaved it off ever. Nobody alive on the planet Earth has ever seen me without a beard. No, really. Anybody that has ever seen me that knew me without a beard is gone.
Oh, jeez.
None of my
What is this
family,
all
my
this death
kids,
talk today?
my ex-wives, none of them have ever seen
Wait,
me.
you've been
without-
married more than once?
Yes, twice.
You didn't learn the first time. Wait, you said my ex-wives or wives?
Wives, yes, I had two. 15 years to the first, 20 years to the second.
Wow.
And it's been 15 years since I divorced the second. So shows you that I got to be at least 35 or 40 years old if you add up the numbers.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, but I don't think there's going to be a number 3.
Man, not at this point.
No,
Well, I mean, there could be, but
I don't know.
Twice, and that's it. I'm married 22 plus years, and I think I'm going to stick to this one.
Well, I envy you guys. I envy the guys that found the right one or one that's close right off the bat.
Well, you know, nothing's ever perfect, but I want to set a good example for my son that, you know, wives aren't disposable and you just go out and get another one, so to speak. Live by example.
Yeah.
I try. not always making the mark, but I try.
I'm trying to type in here, "Hi, Jerry Calvary," but I'm a terrible typist. I'll just say hi. Hi, Jerry. How you doing?
There you go.
Oh my God, we got more people coming in.
How about you, Chris? How many years you married?
First time 13, second time 14.
Oh, you too, huh?
Yes, sir.
I was married the first time. Lived with her 3 years. Married 3 years. So,
All right, guys, a little quiet, little reverence on the set.
Oh no,
Okay.
it's
All
Art,
right? No, but I'm going to use Art's entry.
our president.
There's anybody that can put up with Philly Mike for an hour and a half, man.
Wow.
Good evening, Mike.
How you doing,
Hey,
Mike?
good evening, guys.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey,
Joe
Mike.
C. writes 41 years of slavery here.
I just got back from the psychiatrist after last night's.
I don't know if you heard it or not, but I said I was so worn out after that show. I went right to bed and slept for like 9 hours.
Needed therapy, huh?
It was fun.
that was a wild one. But you know, sometimes people get wound up, and I just listened.
The question is, when does he get wound down?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him relaxed.
Can you turn your mic up a little bit there, Mike?
Who you talking to?
Well, I'm on a phone.
Oh, that's okay. They pull a little closer. Well, never mind. That's fine. We can hear you. We'll have to actually be quiet when you talk.
Yeah. Let me try turning the phone sideways. See if we get a little.
Yeah,
get
that'll
more of you.
make you bigger. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we'll join you, Mike.
We almost fell.
So I downloaded Google Chrome, Mitch, so I could get. You know, I couldn't get on here before
Yeah.
using Safari. So
Oh, this,
working fine.
this is a computer? Laptop?
I haven't put it on the computer yet.
Okay.
And I went to the Apple store yesterday looking at computers. Even some people hate that word. Oh, that's right. Gary heard that conversation.
Yeah, I was there.
And but I want to make sure I know everything before I pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna get
it'll be a
PC or
couple weeks.
laptop. PC or laptop, Mike?
I'm gonna get a desktop model
Desktop.
this time with a full screen.
27
probably
inch
the
screen?
big one.
Yeah.
You need the 27 iMac?
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting that.
Yeah, it's just I'll have the room for it, and I've never had anything besides 1080p. I've never had a desktop. I've always had laptops.
Really?
So yeah, all my whole life started out with a Radio Shack model and went from there. And but now it's like this, have the 4K and actually see that stuff. So maybe start recording some of my camera video and drone video in 4K.
I've always I upload everything in 4K. I edit it in 4K, even if it's a mixture of 4K and less than 4K. I still scale it to 4K, upload it to YouTube in 4K, and that way I'm covered. It doesn't cost any more, and that way, if somebody has the ability to watch 4K, then the actual 4K footage of what I've uploaded is going to be spectacular. So
absolutely.
Kind of got in that habit. I know there was a big discussion last night about not being able to get 4K on the iMac, and I'm in there trying to tell you, I'm trying to get it. I'm saying things like, more than likely the bandwidth at the store.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did a little research on that today, and it's got to do with Safari, the browser Safari.
Yeah.
For some reason, it won't handle YouTube's 4K. So you basically need to get Chrome, and I think you'll be able to go 4K.
Yeah, there's no reason why that machine can't handle a 4K stream.
Right.
Yeah, I went upstairs yesterday and checked out my wife's new 21-inch iMac, and she's running Safari, and I wasn't able to get anywhere above 1080. Now,
I wonder if you
down
can
here,
Chrome.
2.1K is on my 27-inch, but it's 8 years old. What you're watching on now is an 8-year-old computer. I don't think anybody else has an 8-year-old computer.
No. Now this live stream, the maximum you can get, of course, is 720p because that's what it's streaming in.
Right.
I'm looking at the playback here.
Running Windows 3.1, Gary.
Yeah, running DOS,
Windows 95.
DOS with a monitor with blinking letters.
That was my last 95. I used to have HP, and I'd find Mac for me easier. Well, much easier to get around.
Yeah.
I'll say hi to Mars. Let me say hi to Mars. Mars is here.
Yeah.
He's having a computer nightmare over there. Well, I hope you get it worked out, Mars.
Trevor from Magic is here.
Oh, is Trev here?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. How you doing, Trev? Good to see you. We got a nice little crowd tonight. I'm not used to this. This is
yeah, you've got 19 people.
Yeah, wow.
So.
Wow.
18 watching, 11 likes. Come on, people. Geez, that's a
I think Trump's having a rally now too.
Mitch, my son said that they have some kind of racing event in Orlando, $1 million prize. It must be FPV.
Yeah, they might, because that's where the Rotor Riot guys are kind of headquartered. But I don't follow that racing stuff.
I think you should bring your whoop over and give them a little run for their money.
No, that's not my style or my crowd of people. They're a bunch of crazy young kids with
crazy.
Oh,
Mitch is that cool, calm, and collective kind of guy.
Suave Bola, we call him here in New York.
Suave. I think Trump is having a rally right now.
In Florida?
No, in Minnesota.
Oh.
I don't see. I'm looking for the live stream here, but anyway, I don't guess that it's going to be competition for my live stream.
Happy Lux from Luxembourg.
Yeah.
Oh, Happy Lux. How are you? How are you? So
do you guys know in the chat Hadley's famous FPV.
Yep.
Oh,
The,
Justin. Yep.
Canadian
Arizona.
drone, he's here.
He's a cool
a
kid.
FPV guy.
Yeah,
He's
it's
out.
a good mix. It's a man. I this guy Biker X, whatever he is, the guy with the Skydio 2 that's put out the videos. He's putting out about a video a day with that thing,
Right.
and he put out one last night that I got to tell you, it's scary good.
Is that right?
Yeah, the way that thing goes, it's just scary good. And he's going to do one tomorrow, which is one of the ones that I actually want to see, where they actually uses the controller with it. He's so far been using just the cell phone and the beacon,
Right.
but actually fly it with the controller, because when you're using the beacon, it's pretty much follow me mode. You know, it's locked onto the beacon. I want to see what it's like to fly it like a Mavic. And
Right.
the thing that I'm looking forward to with is not so much the beacon, although it'd be kind of fun, is the ability to not have to worry about it hitting anything and being able to just rip around in tight places and get some get some good stuff without having to worry, because I do worry with the Mavics. I'm very cautious with the Mavics, and I don't know. How about you, Mike? Do you ever just go full blasting towards a bunch of trees, knowing that the obstacle avoidance is going to save you?
Risks,
You do,
but I've also crashed. So you go out on the limb to get the street fruit, and
yeah. It's going to be. It's going to be. I figure it this way. I don't think there's going to be a million of them. I don't think they're going to make that many of them. So I really believe that there'll always be a resale. They'll be hard to get. If somebody wants one and there's a used one on the market, I think it'll go quick.
Does it change
Somebody's on the waiting list for 6 months down the road,
Does it change direction? Let's say you're going forward, then all of a sudden you turn around. Will it whip
Oh,
right
yeah.
follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The coolest shots.
I've seen that guy, Mitch, the guy
The
riding
Biker
the
X
dirt
guy,
bike
yeah.
in the desert there.
Yeah.
And he's using the beacon. They have it follow him, and the thing will be totally blinded by trees and stuff, and it still follows him, and because it's not following your image, it's following the
beacon
signal from the beacon.
Yeah, the GPS location.
And it was avoiding chain link fences and everything.
Well, he put it in one case. He
well.
put it down as low as it would go. He just kept
Right.
pushing down until it wouldn't go any lower, and it followed him just ripping right on top of the bushes, and and you can put it in quadrants, which is kind of neat. And you can do it while you're filming. You can say, "I'll go to the right front quadrant. Now go to the left to the rear quadrant. Now circle me. Now do a droney," and the dronies are cool. And you can set the droney to go out a kilometer.
Pretty far, yeah.
Yeah, pretty far. And then when it's done the droney, it comes back to where it started, to where in relation to you. So you get a coming and going shot out of a single droney. And he opened the video with one of those returning. So here you see the big wide scene, and he's a little dot there, and this thing just flies right at him without having to do anything. So it really it's scary because it's a better pilot than any of us.
Yeah. Will it miss wires?
It'll miss seems to miss everything. Yeah, Gary, that's important for you.
Not Gary.
Why, Gary? Have you had any wire problems?
Well, I had one that was shown on Ken Heron's show last Thursday.
Yeah.
Where I was so close that you could actually see the strands in the wire.
Wow.
Isn't that the one you open your videos with?
No, this is another one.
This is even closer, I think.
Oh, this is even closer, way closer.
Yeah.
I think Mel's brother had a video like a month and a half back where he did the wire thing also over water, and he just missed it.
Well, I had one a few weeks ago. They were putting a roof on my house, and I was shooting the guy on the roof, and I backed up, and then all of a sudden you see all this coleslaw flying around. I just kind of nicked a tree, and I was right over top of my pool, and I'm flying backwards, and I can hear that sound like a chainsaw. but it was the back props hitting the tree and driving all the chlorophyll right down into the drone. They brought it down and landed it. The props were all green, and yeah, so I'm the master at pushing that.
I've crashed my Mavic 3 times, and the worst one. Listen to, I don't own it anymore, and I've gotten it replaced. But the worst one was crashed it, got it replaced, brought it back that same day. I crashed it again.
Whoa.
Why? How'd you crash it?
And this is the crazy part. You know the racing gates? They're made out of like paper almost. 4 feet up, I hit the racing gate and fell onto grass, and I had the landing gear, and it broke. It just broke the arm, like where the arm and the motor meet. It just snapped it right there.
Yeah.
That begs the question: what the hell were you flying your Mavic through racing gates for?
But it was slow. I was doing it in. I mean, Mavics don't go fast. Nothing like an FPV quad. So when that happened, I bought the Spark, so I was never without a drone. But now those are all history. And
Yeah, now you got real drone FPV drones. Yeah.
But that was the
Hey,
pressure.
Lloyd,
Back after
Lloyd,
waiting and then crashing. Oh,
hello, Lloyd.
Hey, Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger,
Hey, Lord.
for you. Man, whoever gave Michael a sound effects machine, will you please take it away from him?
what is he using? Same ones as you guys?
I don't know what he was using,
He's
but
got something different, I think.
insanity last night. I love it though.
I don't even know
Got
what
some
the show is
downloads
about.
from Rulin's channel that are pretty interesting. Let me see if I can bring one up, and then I'm going to share a story because it was pretty embarrassing. But you guys go on for now. Let me see if I can find.
Mitch, I wish I had a reason to buy this Skydio, but I just don't. I don't dirt bike. I don't.
Doesn't
snowboard.
matter. You're gonna have one,
I've got
Mike.
too much stuff.
but you're gonna have one.
I don't think so. Unless they add some more autonomous things like missions and stuff. I just don't see it for me.
You're gonna have one, but that's
Maybe
because you're
but
like me. I mean, you're just like me. I can, I'm never going to do this. I'm not. Nah, I don't need that. That DJI FPV. What do I
never
need
say
that
never,
for?
yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah. Next thing.
But I would need a use for it. Otherwise, I've got Mavics. So
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, we've seen just the first iteration of what it's capable of, but the technology in that thing, as far as flying missions, didn't they say that it would be good for mapping, which means that you
Something
can
like that,
pre-program a mission in it. Any drone with a GPS should be able to fly a pre-programmed mission. That's that technology's been around for quite a while to fly waypoints,
Yeah.
And then of course the mapping software actually generates the grid patterns and all that and creates the stream of commands that's sent to the drone, and then the thing just goes off and does itself. Although I've played with a few of those things, and I got to tell you, there's a certain pucker factor as you watch your drone fly off all by itself.
I had that happen.
And you wonder, is it going to remember that it's supposed to come home?
My first few hours with the Mavic Air, I thought I did enough updates. I pressed return to home, and it's going away from me, like towards China. Thank God I hit a tree, and it got stuck in the tree without breaking.
Oh, wow.
And then another time at that in Corona Park, which is like the site of one of the World Trade Center, what do they call that? World's Fair in the 60s? Anyway, near the City Field.
Oh, yeah. And
My screen goes black. My drone is who knows where, and I'm thinking in my head all the stories I'm going to tell DJI. All right, well, this happened. Sure enough, it's coming back all by itself. And
Is that the old rusted out place where the World's Fair was way back?
Yes, it's where the men in black flying saucer.
Yeah.
lay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that park there. So anyway, This is what happened to me. Anybody here ever hear of Rulin Tyson's show, the drone TV? Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the end of the show? No. Well, he has this one thing.
That show never ends.
I'm going to play it for you, but so he has this one thing that I'm going to play. But now picture you walking into a very quiet.
All right, is this all right with Rulin for you to play this?
Yeah.
He's not going to give me a copyright strike or something?
No, it's not copyright stuff.
Okay.
I'll go to Netherlands and him. But
All
anyway,
right, well, go ahead and are you going to screen share it?
No, we don't need it. It's on my phone. We don't need to screen share at all. So I have it. As
So do I need to make you big for this?
No.
Okay.
It's more of an audio thing. So I have my text message with this sound, but I forgot to silence my phone. I thought it would be funny. It wasn't funny because I walk into an office. I'm going to do a fish tank, and there's like a good 15 to 20 people, and all of a sudden I get a text, and this is what they hear. Lick, lick, lick my balls! Oh my God, you got
click, click, click.
That's great. And are they still your customers?
Yes, they all laughed, but I mean, like quietly, one person said, "Did I just hear what I think I heard?"
I'll do that again. That's priceless.
Another guy
I gotta get that on a sound machine button here. You know?
Listen, lick, lick, lick my balls.
Is that Roland did that?
No, it's Morty something. He gave me a few of them. Oops. There's a few sounds. Here's one if you crash a drone. Grass tastes bad. Grass tastes bad. Here's another version of the one I just played. I'm such a kid. My son tells me, "When are you gonna grow up?" You lazy bastard. All right. I won't bore you anymore, but I just get a kick out of some of these things.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought so.
That's really funny.
All right. Let me keep up with the chat. But the part was being in front of people and having that go off. Like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I've heard a few embarrassing cell phone rings here and there. You can see people blush, but
oh yeah.
No, that's funny. That's funny. I would make that your regular cell phone ring.
No, I have some.
Oh yeah,
I have a whole different one now, but no, I can't do that. Now I work in professional offices. I could imagine, or in hospitals. They don't want to hear lick my,
A friend of mine had a duck quacking. That was his cell phone ring. You'd be sitting there all of a sudden, whack, whack, and everybody's looking around. What the hell?
I used to have one. Your wife is calling, emergency or something.
Oh yeah, it's always an emergency.
Different ones.
It's always an emergency when your wife is calling.
They have asshole alert.
That's the one you put the stripping music on.
Yeah. So I don't see a lot of the usual guys here tonight. I know that either watching Trump's rally or I know that Spike is going to be on Ken Herron's tonight.
Ooh, wow.
Yes,
major politics going on in Canada tonight. It's the French language leadership debate. So,
what does that mean?
Yeah, that's it right in there.
Well, when you guys have a debate, there's two, right?
Yes.
We have 6.
Oh no! You mean I thought you meant 2 people? No, they have like 3 or 4 depending.
Yeah, they can have a ton of debates.
Yeah.
No, but how many people in the debate?
Oh, up to 11 last time.
Oh yeah, they start with 20 of them, but eventually it gets down to 2.
At the end.
Spread it out over 2 nights.
Yeah, but now we're at a point where we're a week away from the election, so
then it's 2.
Have been chosen.
Right.
And there are 6 of them. So we have the Liberals, the Conservatives, the New Democratic Party, the Green Party, the Bloc Québécois, and
wait, go back.
The People's Party.
What was the other Equa? What did you say?
Parti Bloc Québécois.
That's easy for you to say.
That's a party that runs entirely in the province of Quebec. That represent themselves as an independent nation within Canadian Confederation. So they're the separatist party.
Gotcha.
So what's the mood? I mean, who's going to win?
Well, it's a neck and neck race between the Liberals and the Conservatives again.
Isn't it always?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, but who knows who's going to win?
I think
I'm not doing any politics, and I'm watching football.
It's football.
There you go.
There's Syracuse University against North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mitch, did
you hear it? Coming over in a little while.
It's illegal to call someone an illegal alien now. You can get fined up to 200.
That's in New York. Is that that's just New York? I think.
But that's nuts.
Well, that's the lunacy I was talking about at the beginning.
I don't believe it. The stuff that's going on.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You know that you gotta wake up every morning and go on the internet to read the published new language rules, because you know what was okay to say yesterday is now criminal today. You know,
The guy that's running for governor, I think, in New Orleans, he's a doctor, and he's giving his voting points. And the last thing he ends with, and yes, there's only two genders, male and female. The news got on his case for saying that.
Of course.
That's
of course they
what's
did.
going on here.
Yeah.
Like nuts.
What's he know? He's only a doctor.
Anyway, I'll leave that one alone.
You might get in trouble with the ABCDE community.
The was it LG?
OGBA.
He calls it
Yeah.
what's his name? The radio announcer, radio guy.
Not Howard Stern.
Right?
No, he's a Canadian. Sits in for a British guy. That's whatever. He says LGBT QWERTY. LGBT QWERTY.
Everything is getting backwards nowadays.
Oh man. So I'm looking at all my.
That's why I like to fly drones, because you get away from all this stuff.
Yep.
Whether it's
I listen at least for an hour a day.
camera, but, you get away. You concentrate. It's like golf. You're concentrating on that shot. You're concentrating on flying around that tree, and forget about this arguing and all this stuff.
You don't want to argue, but I have a friend that's an NYPD officer. He's a lieutenant, and he also served in the reserve. And he gets on my case because sometimes I tell him, when you vote, what good is it going to do? Look what all the stuff goes on. And the Electoral College can actually go against what you want, depending on who's in their interest. He goes,
well, you're in New York State, right?
Say again?
I'm in New York State. You're in New York State.
Yeah.
We don't have a shot.
Oh, no.
If it wasn't for the city, you guys would be conservative, and most in upstate New York,
upstate is different.
is conservative.
made a point,
California, look, in California, it's got huge conservative areas. It's just the big cities, San Francisco, LA. Ugh.
He made one point that was interesting. You know this lady, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Oh, yeah.
She won with only 16,000 votes.
Well, it's a small district.
But I mean, 16,000, that's like...
She had no opposition. She won a runoff
There's
with
YouTube
Democrats,
channels.
basically what she won. And now she's a Speaker of the House. I mean, imagine that. A 20-something-year-old bartender that ran almost unopposed is almost the Speaker of the House now.
Right.
Is making policy for the entire country. How do we put up with that?
Because to a point we're too silent, the silent majority. We don't really say anything when we should. I don't know. I want to have a straight day parade. Now that's really bad to say.
Well, I always wanted to have and I don't mean to say this in any racist way, but go to try to have a white Miss America pageant and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
They have a black Miss America pageant.
Yeah.
Same thing with you, a straight day parade. The majority of people in this country are straight after all.
I think Chris is South African American.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's the funny thing. Let's say you get a guy who comes here from South Africa, a white guy. Is he an African American?
He's a South African. That's why I mean it's all crap. And then if you talk to an African, a person that was born in Africa, and you kind of mix them in with the ones we have here, they don't like that.
This hyphenated stuff has always been crap. I mean. But that's the game. The game is split them up, make them pissed at each other, and tell them that you vote for me, I'll fix it. I'll get even with those other guys.
You're an American first if you're born here.
Yeah, you're an American. I'm an American. Even if you're a naturalized American, even
Naturalized.
if this country from somewhere else and became a citizen,
Legal.
went through the drill, you're an American too.
Probably that.
And even though I'm Latin and I can speak Spanish, they always made sure you speak English first. I've had neighbors tell me, you got to teach your son Spanish. We live in America. Let him speak English first. He'll figure it out.
Hey, how far do you think I'd get if I went over to Switzerland and just walked in the country and demanded welfare, health care, to become a citizen and Who's banging? Is that you, Carlos?
That's me again.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Chipmunk is alive, or whatever it is.
It's happening on my phone.
oh, okay, okay. I
So-
just want to know who it was.
It's his hamster.
I only got another minute anyway to stay. But
Don't blame me.
yeah, for some reason my audio.
I thought maybe you were
this,
typing.
No, I don't do much.
No, this StreamYards on the phone is, they say it's experimental. It's
Yeah.
only like a beta version, so maybe there's some bugs in it.
It still works pretty good. I mean, it still works
It
good.
does what it's supposed to do. Yeah.
But on
I
the
don't know
mobile
why
version,
Mike. I don't know why Mike doesn't just use, like last night, Philly. I don't know why he doesn't just use StreamYards instead of trying to become an engineer, bringing Zoom into OBS and all that. If you just output OBS to StreamYards like I do, it's a no-brainer. It's very, very simple. You don't have to. That what happened to you last night can't happen if you do it the other way around. But
so that was something. But Gary, on that computer, in your wife's computer, maybe try Google Chrome, see if you can get 4K on it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing's amazing. You know, she's on what's the new operating system? Like I've got High Sierra or something, and then there was another one after that.
Oh,
And
Catalina. They
she-
just came out with.
Catalina?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Catalina Island.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful operating.
Yeah.
Like even the phone changed. My phone changed a week or two ago, and this new iOS 13 is
Yeah.
way better, way better.
It's had a couple of bugs, but they updated them.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's they're really good at keeping up on top of stuff, and everything updates automatically. You don't have to pay, and you know it's exactly what we need. You know.
Mitch, are you familiar with this Bill person?
no, look, I'm
Okay. Just let you know he joined.
I'm taking a look at his channel. Got some car stuff. How you doing, Bill? Thanks for stopping by. I don't know how you heard of us, but welcome to the channel. And
Mike, you said you're going to get the new Mac, or you got it?
I'm going to. I have a new desk coming first. I want to make sure I've got the room, and before I buy it and set it up.
The 27-inch one?
Yeah. So as soon as my new desktop comes, I mean the actual literal desktop for my desk, then I'll have the space for it. So I don't want to set it up twice, you know.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
So about 2 weeks, I think, and
I'll let you
I'll
be my
making the purchase.
my second guinea pig. I think Mars has it now, and he says, only good things about it.
Mars says it's great.
so anybody been doing any flying?
Not really. It's been windy, rainy, and work. So
I was just out an hour ago in the driveway, flying around the neighborhood.
It's
Checking
blowing
out
like
the-
hell here. I mean, it was blowing. If I had any hair, it would be sticking straight up.
what I have not done yet is fly at night. I got to try that. FPV especially.
Really? Well, I guess if you fly it where there's a lot with a good low light camera, where you got like a parking lot with lights or
Right.
something like that, it'd be okay.
Any of you guys just fly your phones at night? Mike?
I've done some,
Yeah.
but I was taking photos, not video.
But I mean, you
like
hook it up
a
in the
movie
air, though, at
theater
least.
marquee and stuff.
Mhm.
And the photos came out awesome on the Mavic 2 Pro.
Right.
But as far as video, I mean, you really need like a city. If you're out in the neighborhood and stuff, you're just seeing pretty much dark.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I run into.
How about you, Chris? You fly at night at all?
I've run it at night, and it really interests me. But like Mike said, you need a good backdrop, and I live out in the country, so I don't have it.
Yeah, you'd have nothing. But Mike Philly flies. He flies stuff. He flies stuff. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful night photography.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 that do the night stuff.
Yeah.
Ken Bono's done the night stuff. Him, Billy Kyle. It's really crazy how good a drone picture it is.
So our new friend Bill Riffett says just got done burning. I guess he meant 8 packs in the Baby Hawk. So as a droner, good. Welcome, man. Good to see you. If you're a droner, you belong here. We're going to give you a blue wrench, and you can look like the rest of us. So there you go. welcome to the channel. And Mike, is that you? Is that really you making all that racket?
Yeah, it is.
Hold on, I'm
step
going to
out
mute you for
anyway.
a second to see if it goes away.
Gary, you do any night flying?
Out here in the country, I've got no street lights. I got no way to know which way I'm pointed from the screen.
Gotcha.
And at night, you can't see the trees. And I got
So you're just pitch black.
60-foot trees in the yard. And
Mhm.
like I put,
Mitch, I'm gonna pop out because I'm making a racket here. And,
All right, Mike. Well, I'm
my
glad
buddy
you
over
came
a
back
while
in
anyway.
and get your computer up and running and get your Chrome on there. And
Yeah, then I'll have a proper microphone and winter will be here. So, but Syracuse University football tonight, guys. That's what to watch.
good luck.
good stuff.
Take care, Mike. It's good to see you, buddy.
Take care, Mike.
All right. All
See
right.
ya.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
See you, Chris.
You
Gary,
too, bro.
Carlos.
Bye-bye.
Conrad. All right. Bye.
Bye.
I never was into watching sports all that much. You
I
guys
don't-
watch sports?
I just hope he's not disappointed. North Carolina beats the crap out of him.
Oh, how do they say the Italians go, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to step out too. It's
Oh, man, they're all deserting me.
almost dinner time. Oh, I was the first in. First
You
in.
were. I thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys aren't careful, you'd be watching my old RC movies again. You know, I mean,
Uh-oh.
And you'd be still sitting there sniffing monkey butt.
yeah. I got it right there. There you go.
Yikes.
That's the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Well, where's your fart sound now? Huh?
I got it. I got it.
Oh,
Not the extra gorilla.
Got the gorilla sound. Yes, sir.
You ready?
The magic of the OBS.
anyway, thanks so much for having me, Mitch. It was a pleasure as always.
All right, Gary. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Pleasure.
Good to see you, Gary.
Freudian slip. See you next time.
See you next time.
Take care.
What did you say about those unemployed comedians?
Yeah, 10,000. Just 10,000 of them in this country right now. 10,000 unemployed comedians. Well, we still got a few people in here. That's nice. Lloyd's still here.
Lloyd should come and join us with his presidential self.
Yeah, he can do that if he'd like. He's certainly welcome. You're going to spin up, Chris. I know that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll head down there Friday week.
It's in your state, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Texas. It's being held in Texas, right?
Yeah, it's in Austin, Texas. I live about 3 hours from Austin.
Oh hell! If I lived 3 hours away, I'd go too. I'd go. But
It's easy for me. I know Kelly said the other night he may have it somewhere else next year, so and that's fine. I'd go somewhere else.
he ought to have it in Orlando, Florida, for God's sakes.
That'd be fine.
I would be fine with me.
Did I hear there's only like a few hundred people showing up to this, or
I
Well,
think
I heard they had 100. They just broke it up.
just 100?
he just sold over 100 tickets when he said Friday night.
Well, this
I'm
is
surprised.
not.
Wow.
Despite what a lot of people think, this community, just because Ken Hearn has 100,000 subscribers, this community doesn't regularly draw 100,000 of us kind of guys. The kind of guys that would go to spin up. The young kids aren't going to go to spin up. It's going to be mostly the
Old timers?
older, middle-aged, older camera drone guys.
Guys in their 40s.
Couple of FPV guys
Tired guys, yeah.
are going, but that's expensive. It would be $1,000 bill by the time I did this for the weekend and for one day. See, that's the problem. It's a 1 day event. It's not even. It's a 6-hour event. It's like 10 to 4 or something.
That's
like
it?
Yeah, I think it starts
Wow.
8 to 4, maybe. I think they feed us breakfast and
Now I know there's other activities before and after, and then they all go out flying the following day. But based on what I saw from last year, it became very cliquey in the little groups that got together. And somebody who's coming in there that isn't part of a particular group is going to find himself standing around watching everybody else going off to have a good time. I may be wrong, but I've been to a lot of these things before. So
Right.
you're gonna see Ken Dono and Billy Kyle and that crowd. They're all gonna go off and do something, and I don't belong with basically with that crowd. I don't know if you're.
That's just how it goes. I mean, that's just life.
It
That's
is
what-
exactly. I don't care whether it's drones or football. It's the same thing. So I thought about it. I'd love to meet you guys in person.
Oh, no doubt.
Mitch,
Yeah.
that field that you fly at, is that a private field?
Which field? The
This
club
field, that
club
large,
with
yeah.
the lean-to.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's private. It's on the county dump property, which is huge.
Right.
But it does have, you have to have a card to get in by the gate. You know, you have to be a member to use
Can
it.
you have 20 people get in one card?
Oh, I could bring them all in on my card. That's not a problem. But no, you know, that's
You
it's
can
not
have
a,
to spin
not
up
a real
and fly.
pretty place to have an event. Now, you
You
guys
wanna hang
remember?
out for a day, maybe you have your own spin up in Florida.
Yeah. Well, here's what I thought about doing. Do you remember? Let me look and see if I can pull this up. Here we go. Hang on a second. Do you remember? And we'll get off of our ugly faces here and actually go look at a little video here. But
I missed something with Mars.
this do you remember this video that I made?
In the stadium?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen it. How'd you get in?
Oh, I
Connections.
remember that one.
Gotcha.
Connections. Yeah. And
Minor league ballpark, right?
it's a yeah, it's a it is now. It was a spring training for the what was it, Montreal or Toronto or one of those things, but it's I like this scene. There I am flying. It was a very angelic fade there. You see that? Me looking up at the sky. And anyway, I'll let this play in the background. But this stadium, oh, look at me. That was in the wintertime. I'm sitting out on my back porch at night in the cold, smoking a cigar and recording an intro to this video on my GoPro. It's a hell of a lot sharper on my computer screen. Let me move it ahead. Hey, look at that cigar. Look at that cigar action there.
You look thinner for some reason.
I think I was about maybe 10 pounds lighter back then. I had gotten down almost too thin. Everybody was telling me I was starting to look a little gaunt, but let me move it ahead here to where I went to here. So my son is friends with the management, the president of this
Oh, nice.
company. And
Ooh,
I
open
said,
date?
you know, I'd like to be able to fly there. And he said, sure. So, you know, just so that, you know, I walked in there wasn't a soul around. The gate was open. Now that'd be a cool place to fly FPV, wouldn't it? To do power loops through that thing, you know. But I'm walking around and
You know what? I think I did see this video. Now
yeah,
that
the whole thing was empty, and I had my Mavic 2 Pro there, and
And when was the last time you used the GPS drone?
it's been a while. It's been a while.
Right.
I did take them out and update all the firmware on them.
Gotcha.
So
Keep your batteries in shape. Check
yeah,
it.
they're pretty much. They sit at storage. Those things, those things are great. But every once in a while, I just charged them up the other day just to cycle them, and then they'll go back down to storage if I don't fly. I want to fly it. I want to take it out, but the weather. I'm hoping this weekend. We had a cold front came through today, so it was really crazy windy today. I'm hoping it'll calm down a little bit tomorrow, because I got a lot of flying that I want to do, guys. I got all this new crap I built that I haven't been able to fly a whole lot, and I want to fly it. But it was really neat to have the whole damn place to myself out there.
Of course.
Hey, I won't bore you with the setting up of the. But the funny part was the getting the compass calibrated was impossible out there.
Too much steel in the concrete.
all that steel and concrete. And it must have taken me, I was doing that stupid compass dance here, there, and everywhere else.
Mitch, I'm going to take a 10-minute break and eat. I'm going to
Okay.
mute.
All right. Okay. Just mute yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And, okay. I'll pull you out and I'll pull you back in when I see you. So here I am. I sped it up doing a compass dance. See me?
Yeah.
And I finally got it up in the air, I think. Whee! There we go.
There you go.
But it was a cool. I think I've got myself covering up the bottom part of it here. Let me get out of the way. Yeah, I had that picture of me flying there cut into the bottom of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
This was out on the grounds there. And this is why I wasn't crazy about obstacle avoidance. I got right there. I was going to zoom over it and it came to a stop, you know?
Yeah. There's some bridges I've flown. I've had to turn the obstacle avoidance off. I didn't like it a bit, but man, if you don't have it on, you'll probably crash it.
Yeah. And that's why I'm looking forward to the Skydio. The way I feel about, first of all, you're not obligated to buy it. You give them $100. If you don't want to buy it, they give it back to you. Okay. So
right.
Second reason is when they tell you can have it, you're going to know what the demand is for these things. So there's a good chance that they'll be selling at a premium on the used market if people have to wait till the summertime and they want one now, they'll pay a couple $100 extra. So if you want to get rid of a used one, I think there'll be any problem ever getting your money out of it.
We, the YouTube community, the drone guys, will know in the first 5 days to 10.
Absolutely.
It's worth it or not.
Yeah, I agree. Well, anyway, one of the reasons I'm showing you these pictures is I actually have permission to have an event at this place. Believe it or not. How cool would that be?
USSA, that's softball facilities.
Yeah, but it's hard. I don't know what
nice place.
It's they spent a fortune renovating that whole place. It's just beautiful, and that's Interstate 95 there in the background going by, and that's in Vieira, Florida, which is about just south of the Space Center. But it really is a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to live too down here, you know.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Very flat, but it's nice. So I whoops, wrong button. I got too many buttons here. Let me get you back here. There you are. The Washington Nationals did their spring training there.
Yeah.
Way back when.
And they put it on Atlanta last night too.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, grand slam in the bottom of the 10th.
Wow. I don't follow sports, so I can't tell you whether that's good, bad, or indifferent.
Oh, it's different. It's, you know, I'm a Texas Rangers fan, but I like sports. I like football.
I went and closed this whole window over here, and now I can't see my stream anymore, so I got to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, they really have turned us all into video producers and directors with this, with all these buttons and everything that we have. Hey, let me take a second and not ignore the chat. See who else is here. I think it's just the same that we're here. Yeah.
And I hate to bail on you too, but I'm going to have to do the same thing Carlos is doing here in just a minute.
All right. Well, hang in there for another minute, and
yeah, another 3, 4, 5 minutes. When you hear the dog start barking, it's be time for me to
dinner
go.
time.
Yeah,
well, that's one of the problems about this time. I kind of chose to do this deal of mine, but it's working out okay because I like to watch Ken's show, so
that's a good time for you.
This is
the first time I was able to get on, and shoot, probably 2 months.
Why? Because of the time?
Just work.
You've been driving, have you?
Yeah, getting home from work and stuff to do at home when I get home. I made my priorities take care of the family first, and then this is second. So,
Wow, that's very admirable.
yeah,
Very admirable.
I love doing this stuff, and I really like being on your show, and it just worked out good today. So
Good. Well, I always like having you, and you know that's what my show is not really a show. It's like a get together.
exactly, it's a good old get together.
I hate to call it a show because I don't have segments like all these guys do. You know, Greg has all his different segments of the show. We're now this portion of the show, that portion, and of course Ken Herron has his. Even Mikey's show last night was he's got quite an opening. Did you see the opening video that he had made?
I didn't get to watch his show. I watched his show long enough last night that he was struggling with OBS, I think they call it.
Yeah, OBS in the beginning couldn't get Mike's microphone over.
And then Curtis Dart was trying to help him, and I know Curtis helped him with his intro, I believe.
I think Curtis did the intro. I mean, he had some, but I mean, Mike's got a treasure trove of glorious footage of that city. I mean, nobody's got pictures of Philadelphia like he has.
Exactly. I tell you who else put one out today, and that's Ron Lockwood. He made about a minute and a half. He said that somebody told him he needed to do an intro, and he lives up in, I think, South Dakota. Oh, it's great pictures, man. If you get a chance and you look him up, go look at it.
I have to. Yeah, I got the beach down here. That's it. I got the beach and swampy spots with alligators in them. But, I've made a couple videos with the ocean flying out and beach fishing and that kind of stuff. But anything, the repetition on anything, after a while, you just go, there's another one. You know, there's another one of those.
We went to the beach Labor Day weekend. I actually took my drone and used it to carry out my line. I fished with it.
I've seen guys doing that. This I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it was just a lot of fun. Something that I'd never done before. Watched enough YouTube channels, made me up a little rig like everybody else, and shoot, it worked well.
What did you use to drop the line? What kind of trigger?
It was a downrigger clip. You just pinch this deal open and slide the line in, and it grips it. Then when you put a bind on it, the line will pop out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I run my spool out about 1,000 foot at one time.
You think the fish are looking up going, come on.
You know what's funny? I looked at some of my footage when I made a little video, but I looked at some of the footage and I can actually see fish in the water. You know, you see the video of the people chasing the sharks or watching the sharks offshore. I can see why. It's the camera on them drones are just that good. You can actually see fish.
I would love to. When I used to have my boat, I used to go into some of the most beautiful places over in the Bahamas and everything, in the crystal clear water. They didn't have drones back then, but God, I wish that they had drones. A drone shot says, Mitch, I got Walt Disney World. Let me tell you something, man. You want to end up in jail with a death penalty. You try to fly a drone anywhere near Disney World. You can't. They're crazy. They even own their own airspace there. I mean, you can't even fly a private airplane over Disney World without getting in a world of trouble. They don't mess around, those people.
Man, they got it. I wouldn't know. I try to look. I've never looked at Florida, to be honest with you, on my air maps. I have to look one day.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, on Air Map, almost all the big city airports in Florida are covered. I'm going to stop that story for a second because we have another guest here.
Oh, cool.
I always like to give my guests an introductory sound effect so people can guess who they are.
Hey, Lloyd.
How you doing, Mitch?
All right, sorry, Lloyd. I couldn't help it, man. It was right.
Oh no, man.
It was just hanging. It was hanging there. It was just hanging up there.
I knew it was coming.
It was a little dry, though. I had to think for a second.
Yeah.
Lloyd. That's
Okay,
Lloyd.
now we got that over with.
Oh God! Well, Lloyd's the king of farts, man. He's got. If I have one fart sound, this guy is. He's got the fart library there.
Yeah, I've probably got about 30 different ones.
That's because one fart sound it's just never enough, you know.
It's boring, you know?
Every butt cheek is different. They're different harmonics.
Yeah, that's it, you know? Tall
So what
guys,
if, you
short
ran
guys.
what if you ran the fart sound through the microphone thing that you have that changes the pitch of it?
I don't know if that will change. Let me see. I'll give it a shot.
Infinite number of things that way.
No,
Doesn't work? No. Oh God, that's a
Nah.
horrible one.
no, it doesn't work. Matter of fact,
God.
my sound effect
night,
isn't working at all.
EBR is going night night.
Oh man. So how
So
you
what
been?
are you
Lloyd?
up to? I'm good. I'm good. Oh, I know why it's not working. No.
Giving you a challenge now.
Yeah, no.
Lloyd, do you normally wear glasses?
Yeah.
It works now.
I gotta get me one. I love that.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, I do. I
You
do.
do,
But
right?
I have to take them off to see the screen and stuff. I wear bifocals.
Gotcha.
I need about quadfocals. I need about 4 different levels there. So but yeah, there's my glasses. They're always
I
close
seeing
by.
you with glasses, and then when I didn't, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I to see past the end of my arm, I really need them, but my monitors are big enough that I can see without. And to type or to now to read the chat over here in this live comments thing, now that I've got that word.
On your cell phone, do you
No, still,
All right.
text message at all on your cell?
do what?
Do you use text message on your cell phone?
Oh yeah.
And do you use, like, my print I have it huge, so I don't have to change my distance glasses because I have reading glasses and distance. Do you just
Right.
regular font?
Yeah, I just use standard font, and then I take them and hold them up like that. I type like this.
Mine is really, really large.
But yeah, I can't see. Like I said, I can't see past the end of my arm without it being blurry. Like my camera up here, it's blurry, but I know it's there. So
You need glasses to drive them.
oh yeah. I need glasses to walk through the house, let alone get behind the wheel of a car.
Sometimes it's funny. I need glasses to find my glasses.
Yeah, I've had to do that. I've laid my glasses down and I can't find them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, did the dogs take them out? Oh, wait a minute. I got a spare pair over there. So I go and get them out of the drawer, put them on, and go out in the backyard looking for my glasses.
It's kind of terrible.
It's getting old sucks, doesn't it?
It does, man.
I see where EBR left us. I guess
Trying
I
to make the best of it.
didn't
did he
miss
leave?
goodbye.
Yeah, I said goodbye to him.
No, okay.
Loud.
Okay.
Yeah, we're everybody. Ken Herron's not on yet, man. Don't go away. Hey, Lloyd, is Trump have what time's his rally start?
I have no clue. I have not even been paying attention to that. I mean, it's not my city, so if he shows up in Muskogee, Oklahoma, I'd be there, so I wouldn't be here. Actually, you know what I am missing? Tonight down here at the Muskogee Civic Center, they're having the Oklahoma Country Music Hall of Fame is here in Muskogee, Oklahoma, and tonight, the guy that wrote the song "Okie from Muskogee,"
Lost me there.
Come on,
Merle Haggard.
Merle Haggard, yeah, Merle Haggard. His two boys are going to be here tonight because this is the 50th anniversary of the concert in Muskogee where he introduced that song.
No kid.
Yeah. It's been 50 years since that song came out, and his two boys, Ben Haggard, and I can't remember the other one. Might be all three of them because he's got 3 boys, and I know 2 of them are going to be here tonight, and at our Civic Center because celebrate the 50th anniversary of Okie from Muskogee.
I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee.
Yeah. You know that
Good
song
thing.
about, we still wave old glory down at the courthouse.
Yep.
About 10 years ago, they finally put a flag down there so they could actually have it.
Something to wave at.
We didn't wave old glory down at the courthouse. We didn't have a flagpole in front of it.
What's the population of your town?
About 45,000.
Well, that's not too.
No, no, it's not real small. We're not totally backwoods. I mean, when some of our surrounding towns have 50, but
How much area does that cover? 10 square miles, 20 square miles, if you had a guess?
yeah, probably something like that. It's it's pretty good. We're spread out pretty good. We've got everybody here has nice sized yards. We don't have,
They're next to each other.
yeah, no, we're well, I've got 100 by 100 lot.
Okay.
And 100 foot by 100 foot. So here in town, so that's nice size yard. And most of my theirs are probably about 50 or 75 by 200 deep.
Wow.
So and but
More yard and more grass cutting.
yeah, well, I'm lucky. I got a son. I bought a really nice Troy built lawnmower, used. Well, I bought it from my son-in-law and daughter because they were going to go pawn it, and I said, "I'll give you $300 for it." And I know it was a $2,500 lawnmower because he said that's all they'd give him. I said, "I'll give you $300, but you're not getting it back." Well, they were needing to pay bills and buy drugs, so they said, "Okay." So I unloaded it in my front yard, and it's been a good lawnmower ever since.
Cool.
Wow.
Hey, Mitch, I'm on that time, buddy.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, thanks for coming in and joining us tonight.
Nice to see you, Chris. As always.
You too, Carlos. It's good to see you, Uncle.
Yeah, it's good seeing you, nephew. Always glad to see you. That's
Yes,
part
sir.
of the reason I wanted to get on, because I knew you'd probably be getting off pretty soon. So,
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Even if
Yes,
it's
sir.
even if guys just jump in, don't have to stick through the whole thing. Just come in and out. That's great too.
yeah.
You guys have a good. Thank you again.
All right,
All
buddy.
right.
4 hours the other day, Mitch. What did that build? 4 or 6 hours?
What's that?
That last build was 4 hours or 6 hours?
Last build was almost 5 hours.
5 hours.
The rebuild of the Marmot.
Right.
This one.
That's the one you're going to sell me one day when you get tired.
The one with the pin.
no, I don't want
It's got the DJI stuff in it.
No, I don't want that.
You don't want that. No. Anyway, it's got, see how my little antenna spreader worked out there? the little
Yeah.
Really?
I watched you put that one together.
fidget.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I saw the build you did before it, that other one that you did from start to finish.
Yeah, that was this one. So now I'm DJI'd out here.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Oh,
he gets enough of that where he gets tired of the other ones and he can give them or sell them to me rather. I need to make a trip, do a trip down to Florida, visit my son, and then come see you, Mitch.
Yeah, you had said that, and in the chat the other day. Was that over at
He's in Orlando.
that was over on what's his face? Dan's chat room, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you in there with me on that deal?
No, but I was watching.
Yeah. I wanted there's a couple of that's why I had Lloyd. Did you see my opening here today?
No, I didn't.
Well, this is what I started with right here.
Right.
So like,
And I was going like this, And I said, I think before the night's out, one of us is going to have to address this 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Right.
And all you guys knew what I was talking about. So,
Yeah.
oops, sorry about that. I got too many buttons. This is I keep I keep it so much simpler than you guys do. I have
a label.
and, but I did want to talk about that just a little bit because I want to say just a little final piece on it and be done with it and be out of it and not involved anymore. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Because
off your chest.
I'm staying clear of it.
Yeah, and the problem that I have is I don't want to. I like everybody.
Right.
Now, I know some people do bad things to other people, and but like you, I don't want to be forced or have to take
Make-
sides
take sides.
in somebody else's disputes. Okay.
Mhm.
Life's too short. I got enough of my own disputes, but I have been paying attention to it. And one of the reasons that I've been paying attention to it is that I wouldn't call Bill a close personal friend of mine. But he is an acquaintance, and we have met on 2 different occasions, and he has been nice to me and helped me get my start on this channel. Has done really nothing to me. If what they say he's done to these other guys is true, that wasn't very nice. It was a
Pretty
horrible.
ugly, actually.
But on the other hand, there's 2 sides to every story, and if you know, I haven't heard his, and if he's unwilling to come on, but it's not a problem. I don't think. After I listened to everybody's side, and I said a few things about it, but I haven't taken sides. I really believe that this is between Bill and Brian, and the rest of us should stay the hell out of it and put it to bed, done and finished. And if Bill and Brian want to settle it or fix it or go to court over it or kill each other over it, that's their business. All we have as individuals is the right to vote with our feet. So if you don't want to watch Bill's channel anymore, unsubscribe. And that's the end of it. That's all.
I saw that little bit that you said that, and I'm with you 100%. I got drug into a lot of stuff that I didn't want to be drug into, and this one was one I made it adamant. That's it, because a couple other things happened over the past couple of weeks, and I lost, 10 subscribers like overnight, and it wasn't the YouTube thing. It had to do with something somebody else did. And I found out later, that it had affected me, and it was by what somebody else did in my association. And so I made it clear when all this started back up that, I am through with it. I've said what I got to say about it, and I'm done.
That's happened to me.
Yeah.
By association.
I have
5 minutes of your show, Mitch, because I just want 5 minutes, and I'm not going to mention names, but I've had an issue with a person. I was on a show once, and we were talking about depression.
Our show, my show.
No, a show. I'm not mentioning no names. No names. Okay. I'm going to try to be as PC as possible. Anyway, they were talking about depression, and I made a comment saying, in my opinion, a lot of depression is pity parties. That's all I said. And it was kind of like taken out of context, or people were insulted. I said, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Some depression is pure pity parties. I know some of it is chemical, but a lot of people feel sorry for themselves. And man, was that blown into a whole big drama. And then on top of that, there was this one person that was suggested to be subscribed to, some young lady. And then that same evening, she did a video that was basically soft porn. And I brought it up on a certain stream.
You want to post a link for that for us?
I can get it for you, Mitch. I know what it is. I'll email it to you.
No, I just want to. I don't want it because it's porn. I want it so that I can pass judgment on it and be offended. I can come on and
anyway, I saw
how offended I am.
I saw this video and I went on the stream. I go, wow, did you see that video? Blah, blah, blah. It was like soft porn. That's all I said. And the person happened to be on that stream. Oh, that guy's a bad guy. And all I said was, hey, I pretty much described what I saw. And again, things got blown out of proportion. And then ever since then, I'm like a bad guy on a certain channel. And then people that are associated with this person are like, oh, he's a bad guy. And you know what? There's 2 sides to every story. It's not just.
Well, I'm sitting here and I was on said channel earlier today, and I'm sitting here with you. Don't have a problem. And I've even invited you to.
And I'm actually. You're
going to be co-hosting, probably not this week, but the following week.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Hello, Art. How are
Hey,
you?
But I-
hey, Lloyd,
People
Carlos,
take sides,
Rich.
and they kind of click, and oh well, if he did this to this one, then I'm not going to do this with that one, and it's
Listen, Carlos, I understand. I don't like you either. You know, I don't
Yeah,
even
well,
like you, man.
you know,
Carlos,
nobody likes me, but I do. Oh, hang on.
yes.
I'm gonna
I
run
don't.
for-
I don't like you either.
I don't
I got,
blame
yeah,
you.
I know. I got to run for a minute, guys. I'm gonna put my
Okay.
flag
All right. We'll save you a spot.
I'm tolerable.
Hey, there's a lot of people that don't like me either. Can I tell you?
No, I think you're more liked than I am for sure. You're more politically correct.
Oh man, yeah.
Like it is.
I have been acting that way, but I'm probably the least politically correct guy.
Well, me neither, but I'm saying
You're like,
YouTube etiquette. I don't know. When I see something, I call it the way I see it. That's all.
I try. I don't want. You know, I've had so much conflict in my life and bad feelings and lawsuits and button heads and ex-wives. I don't want that. I mean,
But it's not even that. It's I can't believe that little things turn into a little.
they do. They
It's
do.
older.
People are petty. The internet
Wow.
is full of trolls and people who get their jollies out of just.
It's not even that. It's how people so easily offended over nonsense. Just
Well, we're become a society of outrage over everything.
wow. Yeah, but these are grown men. These aren't. I mean,
Turn on the news any morning, and the first within 3 minutes you are going to hear this sentence. Okay, I mean word for word, you will hear it every morning, and it starts with Democrats are outraged.
yeah.
Yep.
Every morning, there's always a story that begins with Democrats are outraged. And the outrage du jour comes along, you know.
Oh, hey, Mitch, guess who's coming to Denver tomorrow?
Guess
The
who?
Broncos.
No, Gretchen Thornburg.
You said Gretchen?
Yeah, that little girl that gave that.
Oh, no, really? What's she
Yeah.
doing in Denver? Go home.
Oh,
What does she
you
know
know,
about
talk about the environment because
What the
we
hell
got
is
a-
wrong with these
we
people?
got a Democrat governor and we got a Democrat-controlled House and Senate.
Whose fault is that?
She's a parrot, that girl.
You know, it's disgusting that they use her like that.
Yeah.
What 15 or 16-year-old child knows anything?
About anything.
Yeah. No. Mhm.
And they want to give these people the vote. They want to lower the voting age to 16.
Yeah.
That's great. Next thing you know, we'll have to hold our campaigns in a kindergarten. This place, honest to God, I mean, this country has lost its friggin' mind.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It is. I've never seen such lunacy, and I've seen some lunacy. I mean, I watched the 60s and the 70s, and the
Yep. Me.
Woodstock
But the
and
lunacy they do.
those protests and all that crap. That was nothing compared to what the Watts riots, and that's nothing compared to the lunacy that's happening today. Thank you, social media.
Face. Like it's really important stuff. That it's just crazy. And
Yeah, like you read when you started out, the world's been coming to an end every 10 years since the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Ian?
Yeah, there he is, Mr. Lloyd. He gets the duck this week.
Yeah, you got the duck leg.
I got the duck. That's all right.
Anyway, we're just ranting about how
I
ridiculous.
don't even see the duck at the time. I look at the person.
So back to the elephant in the room. I want to wrap this up. I did want to tell you one thing. About it is, I met Bill and Brian both at that little fly-in that they had over there at Sulphur Springs, and there was 10 people, maybe 6, 7 pilots there. Period. That was it. There was Billy Kyle, Ken Dono. They put it on. They were the ones that actually did it.
Right.
Bill came, and I went, and two other guys, and that was it. It was just there was nobody there. Brian was there. He had his Matrice. I mean, it was big time stuff. I had already had my 107 at the time, and it was like in August or September. I had just gotten my Mavic 2 Pro like a couple days before. It was brand new,
Right.
and it was the first time I actually took it out to try to fly it somewhere and take some video. So I kind of stayed to myself. I didn't say 2 words to Brian there. I mean, he was doing his thing and I was doing my thing, and I had already been emailing with Billy Kyle beforehand because I knew he was going to be there, and I'm from Philadelphia, so I went and sent him a picture of Philly from when I was a kid there, when the skyline had no buildings in it, you know.
Right.
And
Right.
I met him, but that's the last time I ever talked to him. That's the last time I ever talked to Ken Dono. They're not in my circle at all, and
Right.
I'm not a big time. I don't. First of all, I don't consider myself a reviewer. Okay, I don't
Right.
review drones. I fly drones. I might do a tutorial on something, but I'm not a drone reviewer. Believe me,
Give your opinion.
we have. Yeah, I'll give opinions, but I'm not going. I don't have a business model of collaborating with vendors to help push their drones and push people to buy those drones through my affiliate links so that I can make a living. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
To quote Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But that's just not what I do, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to know that I got 5 reviews I got to get out this week because the vendors are counting on me. Like Justin at Drone Camps and UAV Futures, Stu and Albert Kim. That's what those guys do, and
Right.
you learn as a consumer pretty quick which guys will just sell you anything to get a affiliate commission, and which guys actually care about giving an accurate review. And I think Joshua Bardwell is one of the ones that feels bad if he misleads anybody, you know, and he's actually apologized to some. But Bill, he was like the first, you know, I mean, I decided I was going to, you know, I wanted a drone. So I started looking him up on YouTube, and his channel was the first I came, and I'm watching him, and I didn't know any better. So it wasn't within, I wasn't on YouTube yet. I had no thoughts or intentions of ever doing YouTube. And they were having this little fly-in. My daughter lives in Tampa. I said, okay, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fly a little bit with those guys and get to meet the big stars. I'm going to meet Billy Kyle. I want to meet Ken Dono. I didn't know Brian or about Brian at the time. Hey, Rick Halber, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah.
Rick Halber's in
Steve Carpenter too.
Oh, Steve Carpenter. Well, we're talking about guys. You missed it, but I'll give it to you again here. We're talking about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, and so at any rate, I went over there, and Bill was very cordial to me, and Val was very nice, and I left there, and he gave me his card, and a couple of times we talked because he was setting up a studio and was asking me questions about what kind of computer I was using and this and that, and monitor and TV. And I gave him the idea to get the 43-inch monitor, and that's it. And I didn't have any idea that any of this stuff was going on. I tell you what, between you and me, Bill never invited me on any live stream. He watched a few of my videos and wrote some nice comments, but that ended 6 or 8 months ago. We have no relationship whatsoever, other than I did meet him one evening when he put together a little dinner at Ford's garage. I actually drove over there for it, and there was 4 of us there: Bill, Val, me, and one other guy, and he bought me dinner. So that was nice and very cordial. He's never been on any of my live streams, never been in any of my chat rooms. I've never been in his, but I usually tried to support his channel, and along with a lot of the guys that are regulars, some who have totally written him off now, and I can't say I blame him, knowing that what the story, what all this story is.
That would make me crazy if that happened to me.
Yeah,
it takes money out of my pocket.
But then Dan got involved, and I'm not gonna. I don't want to discuss Dan. I don't want to. Dan is Dan, and
Yeah.
I don't dislike Dan, and I want to try to get along with everybody. I talked to Brian in a chat last night for the first time. I'd never, in Dan's channel, I had never, and I wanted to, because I was there the day that this relationship thing kind of started, I guess. And Brian's a nice guy, and he's got his life, and I'm not. I could, after what I've learned this past year on YouTube, criticize heavily the way Bill makes his videos. I don't care for him.
Nope.
Anymore. Seen one, seen them all. I'm sorry. I like Bill, but there's more to life than a precision landing.
Yeah.
And I try, and I'm saying this. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying this because I can't change, nor is it my place to change.
Right.
To solve anybody else's problem, to go to bat on behalf of anybody else, to try to be a hero, to even tell somebody what they should be doing, and they ask me for my advice. And even then, sometimes I'm hesitant to give it, because you give them wrong, they'll blame you when it goes wrong. Even if they ask you, you still. So I just, pretty much don't watch
that so and so. He gave me the bad.
I watch what I want to watch, and if something bores me, I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's I keep saying we have one right in this lifetime, and that is, if you don't like it, walk away from it. Vote with your feet. You can't change it. You can't tell anybody else what to do. You can't tell anybody else how to live their life, and you gotta mind your own business and stay out of other people's disputes and problems. And that's the piece I want to say. So I'll continue to go into other people's live streams or watch their chat rooms. If the subject turns into an argument about that stuff, I'm not interested anymore. I will say this about Bill, and that is that when we had Hurricane Carlos here, I got an email from Bill over there in Tampa. Not Carlos, Conrad. What was the name of it? Dorian. Boy. Hey, Carlos, Conrad, Dorian. What the hell's the difference?
What's wrong with you, man?
They're the partial hurricanes, but of different.
Anyway, when we had Dorian over here, I got an email from Bill. And the email from Bill said, Mitch, if you need a place to stay, you're welcome here. Okay. Nobody else sent me an email saying, if things get rough over there and you got no place to run away to, you're welcome here. So I wanted everybody to know that it's not all bad either. Whether anyway, I just want to say that I thought that was a wonderful gesture.
Yeah, it was.
It was. So take it as it is. Bill's going to do his thing. He's going to do it the way he wants to do it. If other people want to watch it, let them watch it. What do you care? What does anybody care if he's got 10,000 subs? If his subs begin to.
Dan's point was that what he did. I like Dan. 2 reasons. What you see is what you get, and I like that about him. And I've told him, I said, you're a prick, but I can relate because I'm a prick. So that's what I like about you. Is what you see is what you get. He doesn't pull punches, and I appreciate that. I don't always agree with him, and we're allowed to disagree with each other. We've even, once or twice said, all right, well, I don't see it the same way, blah, blah, blah. But in regards to this one thing with this one particular pilot, I kind of understand where he was coming from, because you are taking somebody's livelihood.
You don't know the whole story either. I don't know the whole story. None of us know the whole. I did find out a little more of the story. Okay. I found out that the call to DJI wasn't about from what I understood, wasn't about the gun charge. It was about the fact that the dealer in South Florida gave the Enterprise thing to Bill first. And if that's what it was about, then
it is.
If that's what it's about, then all this stuff is just a feud. You know what I mean? listen,
This is a feud that's been going on for 9 months.
Yeah.
You guys, some of you have just got brought into it.
Yeah.
I've been in, and this is what I said. This last time this came up, I said, I'm not part of it.
Yep.
well, I've
Mhm.
heard the phrase, "That's it, we're done. We're not going to say any more about it." And the next day,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
So
That's
so I
right.
just wanted to make my position known, and that is I like Dan. Until I know more, I'm not going to dislike Bill. I think in my personal opinion, the stuff that Bill is doing is of no use to me anymore. There's nothing for me to learn there. I've gone way past in flying and the technical aspects of drones and everything. What the kind of stuff that they talk about, you know. And so for me, it's not a channel that I am going to watch. But I'll stop by his live stream once in a while to say hello, because chat with the guys in the chat room that I like, and you know, the usual suspects. But that's where I stand on it, and I hope we never. I wanted to get it out of the way. I don't want to ever talk about it on my stream again.
There we go.
Okay.
I've said what I've had to say a long time ago.
Next week on Old Guy in a Drone, we will be talking about
Drone.
that guy. Yeah. That
The
Bill
gorilla.
guy.
Yeah.
Gorilla.
the
I mean, everybody else says an 800-pound elephant in the room, but I didn't have an elephant, but I do have a monkey. So,
Hey, have you ever flown at night? Do you ever fly at nighttime?
this is cool, though. Isn't it cool to look around the monkey like this? And he's looking around too. Look at him.
Yeah, well, wait until he farts, then you're in trouble.
Uh-oh. There you
Yeah. One of the new guys here in the chat, he put we were all keying the fart machines, and he puts a comment in the chat that says, "My wife just asked me what the hell I'm watching."
And that's it, you know, and that's why I got a fart machine, because I like laughing. I like having fun, you know.
I told who was it that said, "Oh, it was you, Carlos, who said that you're not old, Mitch, you're mature."
Yes.
I said, "I am old, I'm just not mature." That's
it, you know. It's like well, and I know I showed this on my show, but this is what my grown son got me.
Oh, I love that.
You know, it's a Sphero. You know, it does. Well, it's R2D2.
Steve, excuse me 1 second. I just saw Steve sitting in the green room.
All right.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Hey, baby.
All right, Carlos,
Mm-hmm.
brother, my younger brother Lloyd.
Younger brother. Okay, show us the R2.
Wait, are you older than me, Steve?
Steve, I'm all set and ready
Yeah,
to go.
he is older than me.
Next week.
He's older than dirt.
He's old.
Not older than me.
No, he's not older than Mitch. But no, and I don't have my phone with me. I left it in the other room, so I hope it don't go off. Judy will kill me if it wakes. But anyways, yeah, this is a one of those Sphero.
R2D2.
Yeah, it's an R2D2. It's a robot, and this thing, you know, it pops out. I mean, it does the action. It's I can set it off to be autonomous, you know, or I can control it, make it talk, whatever I want it to do. And but that just shows you my kids even know I'm not mature. You know, they buy me toys for my birthday and Christmas.
I showed you what my kids. This is what they buy me.
A lookalike.
A
I
lookalike.
keep expecting to get one of those from my kids because they know I'm just like him. You know.
Oh, yeah.
You hear the story before about my cell phone call, my text message?
Yeah, I heard that.
Oh, that was funny.
Let me share it with
Yeah.
Steve and Art real quick. I had downloaded from Rulin's drone TV. He sent me a sound that I use for my text message notification. And so I walk into a quiet room, Steve and Art, and this is what people heard. Let me show you. Oh, I have to turn the volume on. Hold on.
There.
I blew it. Here it goes.
Lick, lick, lick my balls.
in a room full of people.
In a room full of people, that was
in
as
an office
quiet as a
building.
library,
Yeah.
and oh my God, was that embarrassing?
Lloyd, this show is going.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah, it is.
fast. And it was going that way before I ever got here.
So, Steve, did you hear my little soliloquy on Bill?
Yeah.
Was I okay? Did I say
yeah.
Did I say anything that anybody might disagree with or try to troll me and put me out of business over?
No, because you're allowed to say your point. You're not bringing up anything. You know what Dan got nailed on was his knuckle buster, picture. So
Yeah.
that's what it was a copyright off his channel. But no, it's you won't get in trouble for anything there. And I think most everybody knows what's going on. And
Yeah.
I've been on a completely other side of it from him. So that's
Yeah, I heard your story.
yeah, and that's nothing compared to what happened to poor Brian. So
Yeah. At any rate, I'll tell you what, you just got to be careful on YouTube. For example, I'm going to pick my nose right now. Okay. Okay.
Well,
I'm
see,
done.
You do it like
I'm
this,
done.
you know.
There you go.
That's how you do it.
what you don't do, if you're really thinking, what you don't do is you don't put yourself out there and make how else can I say this properly without saying it improperly? Make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, I
And
understand.
then you post your own video out there to have that happen.
Well,
That was ridiculous.
And leaving it up is even worse. But
yeah.
And that's where Lloyd was on, and Mel, and all of us were telling him, get the dang thing off.
Yeah.
Well, it would have meant giving up a watch hour or two, and
Well-
So if you wouldn't have put it up in the first place and put up his second one, he would have had all that watch hours gained. And guess what? It's 100% his fault. And now it's lost. The respect of DJI, the respect of Fluidity, the respect of the people in the company. It hurt him.
Yeah.
He's making
Greg said something to me a long time ago, and when he and I first got to chatting and stuff, and we were talking about different things, he said and these are two things that stick with me, and he's right. Don't be overly offensive, and don't be easily offended. If you're going to be on social media, those are the two things you got to understand. Words of wisdom from a younger guy.
Yeah, Art's outraged. He's
Well,
just outraged. I can see it.
yeah.
I'm going to call YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, life's
I'm
too
gonna call you
short,
short.
man. Life is too short, Lloyd, and it goes by too fast, doesn't it?
And
I do want
to be fun.
Yes, exactly.
Fun.
And I want to thank Steve because he was, and I went on a show this morning. I've been staying away from shows for a while because of all of the drama, and some things happened. Nothing to do with my involvement or lack of thereof. It had to do with something else that somebody did, and it caused me in like 2 days to lose like 10 subscribers right off the bat. And it wasn't the YouTube thing. It was just related to that. And I've gone through and I've slowly built myself back up, but thanks to Steve and Claude, I finally broke 700. I got to 705 my last day. I've been fighting to get that I've been fighting for 2.5 months to get that last 10 points. I can get amazing. Up there and boom, right back down again. So
it's amazing. You get to these plateaus and they always happen right around an even number, 700, 750, 800. You go right up to them and then you just can't get
that's where the algorithms kick in to start looking.
Right. And
you've been here and all of a sudden you got here. Now all of a sudden, why did you get here? And we're going to start searching why.
Well, I haven't gained. I gain them. I don't go anywhere where I gain more than one at a time. I don't go into Pusa or any of those places.
I don't either.
So mine climb pretty steadily, and I don't lose them. I lose one, then I'll gain one, then I'll gain another one, then I'll lose one. So I seem to be playing this.
Well,
you know,
well, yeah, I've done the same thing. I've tried to stay away from all those that will help me, rapid growth. And I hurt myself a little bit in the past in some of my reactions. And I've also been hurt by others' reactions. And, that's my bad. That's on me. I don't blame anybody. It's just, so when all this came about, I just, and I was told about it beforehand, I just said, I'm not included. Don't care. I have a very strong opinion about the whole mess, and I'm keeping it to myself.
Yeah.
End of conversation.
So that's it. I hope we don't have to get into this anymore on my channel, and I'm going to try to stay out of it on everybody else's channel.
Right.
And
it won't be on mine. I guarantee you.
It's not my place to tell any of them how to run their lives and their business or anything else. But I've learned one thing about conflict, and that is the only two people that can ever do anything or solve a conflict are the two people that are conflicting. The outsiders need to just stay out of it.
Well, and even at times, the two people can never do that, which is why I've chosen to do what I do. I've eliminated myself because I have control of me.
That's it.
Remove myself out of the equation. And that's it.
Yeah. Vote with your feet. But Steve and all you guys, I've never met any of you, but I consider you friends, and I appreciate your support of my little channel. I'm never going to become a big YouTube star. Don't want to. Don't care. Don't want the responsibility of it. I don't want to be a target, because somehow you get to a certain level, you become a target, and
envious.
The whole eye is on your back.
You know what the other thing I realize in YouTube is people have 1,000, other than the Kens and all these guys, they have 1,000 whatever views, subscribers, but when their live chats come on or their shows, you get maybe 2% of that. That actually
the percentages, even with Ken, with 100,000 subscribers, he gets 300 viewers.
So
okay.
what is wrong at the end of the day?
And he does a 2-hour show times 300.
Yeah, and that's a lot of watch hours. But look at Bill. Bill's got 7,000 plus subscribers. He gets 50 viewers.
Yeah.
I got 800 subscribers. I get 20 viewers. I mean, I'm proportionately getting a much larger section of my viewership,
right?
My subscribers.
But if you follow back through his videos and you look at his view count, that's where he's getting it, because people are going back in after the fact. Not so many people, like with Ken, will watch the show live. They'll come to view. It's like, if I can't, like right now, today, I've been home here working, so I've been listening to some of the live chats and being on. But then if I can't make it, it's like I'll go back and watch those that I really want to watch, that I'm really interested in. And when I do, I'll end up watching the whole entire program. I'll sit there and listen to, Ken's show for the 2 hours. So he's getting that watch time after that. You go back and look at his shows and look at the watch time.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the people that are actually in watching it live. Like right now, I've got 18 people watching. Well, when I look at one of Bill's live streams, he's got 50, and proportionately, I'm getting 4 times. The rate of my subscribers, and even Ken Herron at 100,000 to get 300 people. That's a big spread there. Right. So I think most subscribers aren't paying much attention. I
wonder that they just drop out of YouTube, they disappear, or
well, no, they're just too busy. I'm subscribed to God knows how many channels that I forgot about. I never watch, but I'm still listed as a subscriber.
Right. I try to go back. Like there's a couple young people I've watched. One is about a gal that has cystic fibrosis, and her husband is a Presbyterian minister, and she's in the hospital more than she's out. And she's one of the first people I started watching. I watched her long before I did Ken Herron or anybody of the rest of these people. And he does some great video, and he used the Mavic Pro, or no, the Mavic Air he got one when it first came out. And I was impressed with it, So then I started looking into it, and I started finding, no, it wasn't the Mavic Air. It was the Mavic Pro. And right after it came out. So that's how long ago I started watching them. I still drop in just on occasion to say, hey, I've missed you guys. I try and keep up. I don't always get to watch it or comment, so,
Yeah.
Hey, I see Bill Thomas just dropped in. Bill Thomas dropped in about the time we're about ready to shut it down. It's 8 o'clock.
I'll see you guys next week.
I know. Hurry up, Ken. Ken's going to wonder where you are.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Art. We'll see you. I'll see you Sunday, Art.
And
I'll see you next week.
Yes, that's right. And also go to my channel and watch all my videos. I need the watch hours. Thank you.
Just send the check to
shameless plug.
Come on, listen, come on my show and advertise without paying for it, man.
Well, I tried not to advertise, but I was really proud that I finally broke a 700. Jeez.
That's great. That's great. I'm at 848 now. So, but you want to know something amazing, Lloyd? There's something amazing. This, I mean, hard to believe. This show tonight, okay?
Yeah.
This show puts me over 4,000 watch hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, good. I was glad I could be here for part of that.
This show, this morning, I was 20 hours shy of 4,000 from, I started this channel in December of last year. So it's 10 months, 10 months to the day. I got the 4,000. I had 3980 this morning. And I just looked at the analytics for this show, and I'm at 34 hours for this show. Got 34 watch hours. So
congratulations.
Excellent.
Hey,
Congrats. Yes.
Not that it,
now we need to get you to 1,000.
Now I need to get to 1,000, and according to Social Blade, I will be in line for no less than $1.
Now you have to keep that watch hours going consecutively.
Oh, well, that's okay, because remember, when I first started, I got almost no watch hours. So I've been averaging about enough every month to keep that, and it's growing.
Excellent.
And it grows, especially with these 5-hour live builds.
Tell them all the money you're going to make, Mitch.
Yeah, $1. I mean, I can make all the way up to $1.37 a month.
Wow.
Remember, you won't receive your first check until you make over $100.
Yeah, I know, it's funny. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
So 100 months from now,
but there is a certain amount of time
still alive.
and I don't even want money from you guys. I mean, I would be embarrassed. I know this sounds stupid, but if somebody were to give me a super chat, I would actually be embarrassed by it. That's not why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It's just a personal accomplishment to reach that milestone and be acknowledged as not just a new channel, somebody that's actually got something under it. So that's where I am. At any rate, we're gonna shut it down now. So I want to thank you all. Thanks so much, Steve and Lloyd and Carlos and Chris Hope and Art for coming in tonight. I appreciate it. All the guys in the chat, Rick Halber, Tomas. You do it. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, man? Sorry I didn't know you sooner. Who else is in the chat? Bill Thomas had come in here at the last minute, and
Drone Shots, Mars FPV.
Drone Shots, yeah, Jody.
Rick
Good deal, man. Good deal. All right.
Tomas from over in Ireland.
Yeah, middle of the night over there. It's gonna be 2 o'clock in the morning. So at any rate, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Take care. I'm going to knock you out of here one more time. So good night, Steve. Good night, Lloyd. Good night, Carlos. What happened? And Lloyd, and that leaves me. All right. So let me bring up my little bit of music here. There we are. And as usual, everybody, thanks for coming in. It turned into a nice, lively little chat. How much drone talk we did, but it was fun, and it flew by like it always does. So thanks so much for coming in, everybody, and hanging out with me. And now we're gonna head out onto the back porch, fire up a cigar, watch Ken Heron, and probably stay out of the chat room, because on my little cell phone, I can't keep up with it there. So with that, take the rest of the day off. Make sure you get time to play with your drones. I'm going to turn it over to Spank, the monkey, so he can say goodnight, and I'll see you next week.